Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday evening. I hope we are well. I hope we're looking after ourselves and we're having a great day. Whatever it is the up to, I hope the day has treated you well. Obviously, it's been a beautiful day here in England. So hopefully wherever you are in England, it's been good. And obviously abroad, you've probably got it better anyway. In this video, we're going to be talking quite a bit around some players that we don't normally talk about. We'll be talking about Pierre Emile-Hojbjerg and a former manager liking the idea of bringing him in to join him at another club. Alongside that, we'll be talking about players who, in terms of youth, potentially going out on loan. Some are going to be in and around the first team squad as well. We've got Ito updates. We've got loads to talk about. It's going to be a cracking show. I can't wait for it. Hello, Marshall. How are you, mate? I'll see you comment. I haven't seen Gibbs White play. Is he good or better upgrade on Madison? Madison's him. That's all I'm going to say. Evening, EZs. Send them quick. Let's move on these deals. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, Dan. Youth loans to go well, please. Yeah, something that we definitely need. Haven't seen him much either, but I don't think he's an upgrade on Madison, but he seems to be good back at rotational because our players do get injured. True. Hello, DS, mate. How are you? Big up to you as well. Also, can we note the clear out ahead of the window? There's real work being done to clear rooms, squad space for new additions and youth to break into the first team. That's it. I've always said, as much as we can talk about players coming in and it's great, we've got to get players out. You know, just want to say that if you're watching this and you are new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And I also did release alongside the previous live, as you all know, we do lives at 12 and 7 p.m. UK time. Alongside of that first live, I did release, I think it was like 6 or 7 minutes, the bullet points from that first live. I will try to do that with most lives. All right. Any truth to us signing one more attacker? I talked about it in my first video, he said. You clearly weren't there. No, basically, Romano said they're working on at least one a new attacker. We'll see about a second. But let's jump in and talk anyway. And I'm going to start with the man on the thumbnail, Mr. Pierre Emile-Hojbjerg himself. Now, I actually had this from two different places. One is which is on my phone. The other is actually what I'm looking at right now. So apologies. So the first one I saw was from a Turkish source that says that Mourinho has told Fenerbahce he wants Hojbjerg. Right. So hold on that. And I also had that Atletico Madrid reignites interest in midfielder Pierre Emile-Hojbjerg after their move for 15 million rated Dane fell through last summer. Now, if I'm honest, and I was predicting where I would see Hojbjerg going to, it'll be Atletico Madrid. Now, obviously, there was reports that we wanted something like 25 million. I think somewhere between 15 and 20 probably gets it done, if I'm honest. Well, Fenerbahce Chelsea had a good season. They're going to want to give Mourinho what he wants because they're thinking, look, if Mourinho does well, maybe we have some more success in Europe. We build the brands. Everything goes alongside with that. With Hojbjerg, he suits Mourinho ball so well. He suits Conte ball so well. He'd suit Atletico Madrid ball very, very well. That defensive, low block, counter-attack football. It suits him to an absolute T. And I've always said that. I always said that he'd be good in La Liga. He'd be great for Fenerbahce. He'd be good in Serie A. I've always said that, So it doesn't shock me that Mourinho's quite keen on him. It doesn't. He's a typical Mourinho player. Lucky Pierre. Well, there's that. Hojbjerg suits Juventus ball so well. Evening, Liam. How are you, buddy? You're right. Well, Juventus are in talks to sign Douglas Luiz. That was mental. Romano said that. I couldn't believe that. But they said that there would need to be players going the other way. They've talked about Weston McKennie and Samuel Illing Jr. So talked about that. Liam, I just talked about how Mourinho wants Fenerbahce. So there's that on Hojbjerg. Right, I want to move to the youth for a second. And I'm talking about the new head of academy recruitment in Jack Chapman. So we're talking about that. I want to talk about the youth first and foremost. And I want to start with the one that may be going out on loan. Now, can I just say with this side of things, I don't see a player who is an exciting under 21 going out on loan as a bad thing, as long as the loan that we're doing is quality, You're back already. Well, I finished up about 6 hours ago, Dragon. You may have seen my video that only released a few hours ago, but that was a snippet, a bullet point version of my first live. Hey, Andy, have you seen Ali Gold's latest news about us scouting Murillo and Ito? We may either after we sort this out. Well, we know we're interested in Murillo and Ito, and I do have an Ito update for you, Joshua, as well, because I know you talk about him a lot. Is there a link between Sancho and Spurs? No. Going to cost a fortune, and I personally wouldn't want him. So, right, let's talk about this first and foremost. Alistair Gold said that Jamie Donnelly has caught the eye with his performances with the under-21s this season and could get a loan move next season to aid his development. Now, again, like I said, before we start crying, before we start throwing our toys out the pram, if he's not going to get the regular minutes that we wish he could get, send him out to the Championship for a season. Let him play 40-plus games. He's good enough to play in the Championship in my eyes. And if he's going to go out to the Championship, he's going to get regular minutes in a really solid league, by the way. I'd much rather him go there than like La Liga or something like that after watching what Veliz has gone through. Send him out to the Championship. It will toughen him up, which is always a nice thing about the Championship. But there's so many games to play. He's going to play a ton of minutes. It's good development. Look at Ashley Phillips. People are raving about Ashley Phillips being in with the first team next year. Well, he had 6 months in Championship. Imagine what you'd have with a full year in the Championship, you know? So there's that on Donnelly. But moving over to what he also said, he said that Ange has also taken a real liking to Mikey Moore and Tyrese Hall in particular amongst those in the academy who performed well last season. Now, I won't lie to you. There is a lot of preseason games this year, a lot. And you obviously have internationals who are going to be out in Copa America, in the Euros, whatever, who are not going to be here early on in preseason, which is such a great opportunity for the under-21s to get regular coaching with Ange, to get, you know, in theory, first team football, preseason or not, still first team football. And there'll be some international ballers in there. There'll be some guy. I mean, you think James Maddison in there, you know, and things like that, Pedro Porro. So they'll be in around some first teamers as well. I love that idea. You know, we always talk about Troy Parrott. You know, don't forget the other ones around him. You know, that's not a bad thing to have. I like us build a relationship with QPR. Fuentes plays good stuff and they're brokes and need loans. Well, they certainly turned it around at the end of last season. So maybe, like I said, I will be one to sit here and say I would love, you know, quality loans for our quality youth, because we do have some quality players in the youth system. We talk about Tyrese Hall, we talk about Donnelly, we talk about Mikey Moore. You know, there's Lancashire, there's Santiago, Sunset Bell, there's loads, right? We need to be able to find not a feeder club as such, but a club that we can work closely with, who, you know, play a good brand of football. Because that was one thing about Plymouth. They didn't play a good brand of football, and Devine and I think Devine suffered a little bit for that. I think Phillips was all right because obviously it's a defender. He gets to defend in that low block, but he didn't really, you know, there's no opportunity for him to get on the ball and progress the ball the way Spurs want our centre-halves to do. Plus, they play a back three. So, yeah, I don't mind that. Our chance to win will be a 5 at 10 at best. Stinging Nettle, always positive. How are you there? You're right. Big up. It's nice to see another good Spurs channel quiz. Thanks, Darius, mate. I hope you are well, most importantly. Sent to Plymouth. Well, if Rooney can get them playing some decent ball, I don't hate it. But I'm also a little bit worried that he can't get him playing decent ball. I think Plymouth probably got a bit of a job on their hands this season. And I think Rooney might have been a bit of a PR stunt, if I'm honest. If you see what happened at Birmingham, you might understand that. So there's a little bit on Donnelly, Tyrese Hall, and Mikey Moore. And I've always said I want Mikey Moore in and around the first team squad, but I also want, you know, I don't want him sitting in a backup role because that's a lot of pressure. Whereas if you can get him to fill in for 5, 10, 15 minutes sporadically and then giving him larger minutes as the season goes by, I'm all for that. Same with Tyrese Hall. I'm all for both of that. Don't throw him at the deep end with the Wolves. Let him blend in nicely. To kind of add to the sort of youth situation, Jack Chapman, obviously, I told you all about yesterday, and Alistair Gold said a big job awaits him with dissatisfaction, among some of over the volume of quality being brought into the academy's younger groups below 16 years over recent years. Well, that's we talk about how we always want our youth to progress through the system and up and up and up. Well, if there's no quality, we can't do it. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping, well, he's hoping and I'm hoping we start to actually develop that and we start to bring in that quality because we really, truly need it. If we're low on money, I think we just get Grassi for 17 million. It's not a bad thing. Grassi's a decent player, but I also don't think we'll be low on money. Tyrese Hall's quality, I'm surprised he didn't make an appearance last season. Again, I think a lot of people kind of go, we didn't integrate any youth last season. But we also had a new system because obviously the idea is you build this system and it filters down through the groups, right? So with uh with um with that, we weren't in a good spell of form. And I think a lot of people go, throw the kids in then. That's the worst thing you can do is throw the kids in when you're not in form and things aren't going well. You don't want to do that. You want to bring them in when things are going rocking and rolling. You want to, say those first 10 games of the season we're top, there's a few games here and there. Boom. Throw them in. Get him 5-10 minutes, But yeah, it doesn't really work as well. 10 minutes a game for Mikey would be helpful if he'll be around the first team. Yeah, I think so as well. I really do. And then as well, Darius, not only that, but if you can get, half an hour in like a Europa League game when you're 3-0 up, throw him on for half an hour. Save the guy who's playing already. Give him, save those legs in him because we'll need them later on in the season. Do you think we'll sell Richie to Saudi and try and upgrade him? Decent player, but not sure he's technically good enough for Ange. No, I don't, Ben. I think he'll be staying and we'll be adding to him as well, which I prefer. And then we'll see from there. KVN, mate, how are you? Do you think Yusuf Fofana would fit Ange's system? Yes, I do. And Callum agrees with me because Callum knows ball. I'll tell you that now. Callum knows ball. So there's that a little bit on the Jack Chapman role. Again, let's just keep building the youth system. Let's keep doing it. All right. We've failed that over the years. Okay. So there's that. Right. I want to talk about Hiroki Ito. So Sport Witness talked about him and it said that Ito would be tempted by an official approach from Tottenham who are interested in the player. Stuttgart are concerned about the possibility of losing him, given there's a release clause of just under 30 million euros in his contract. Do you know what I find mad? Is Stuttgart, and this isn't a dig at Stuttgart, so please don't think it is. They evidently thought, we'll be an all right team, but we won't be that good, we'll put these release clauses in to make sure we can sign these players in. And then Garassi balls out, Furyk balls out, Ito's doing well. And it's like, these release clauses are a bit cheap, aren't they? I mean, he played 29 games this season, just over 2,500 minutes, 2 assists, can play centre-back and left-back. He's probably about 6'1". He's 25. He's not long been 25. About a month ago, turned 25. And the summer of 2027 his contract expires. So, look, if we're talking £25 million, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think people kind of probably would go, oh yeah, but Calafiori was something similar. And yeah, I get that. It can't always win though, can you? Keep hearing we have 120 million to spend. Not sure where you're hearing that, Kyrie. Not sure when you're hearing that. I'm sorry, but that's not nearly enough in this market to quality players. We'll have more than that. I like Gallagher. Straight in there. Teddy, mate, how are you? What have you missed? We talked about Donnelly maybe going out on loan. Mikey Moore and Tyrese Hall being around the first team. Hojbjerg being a player subject of interest from Fenerbahce and Atletico. Ito be ideal third, fourth centre back. Well, look, if you had Ito and Dragusin as two guys that you can flip into starting places, I don't think that's all that bad. You're not going to have 4 Romeros. You're not going to have 2 Adogis, 2 Poros kind of esque style. You're not going to have that within the first year. You're going to have to start, being smarter elsewhere, So there is that. Oh, that wire's annoying me. Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't hate that idea, but the same with Calafiori. I think people probably would still get annoyed about Calafiori, and you can't win that. Joe Roast, mate, how are you? Just get me Eze and less of Emerson. Well, yeah, Emerson, we haven't really got as much of an update on at the moment. I do check my phone every now and then to see if I see anything, but there's nothing really going on with Emerson at the moment. I think talk's still ongoing. And Eze, I may have some. I had an update on him earlier. I know that. Hello, Hogs, mate. How are you? You all right? Has anyone heard about Kendrick and his contract with his girlfriend? Kendrick? What, Kendrick Lamar? They said Chelsea are now in talks with Crystal Palace regarding the scheduling of payments for releases. Release clause after verbally agreeing personal terms with the player. Yeah, I've always said that he's going to end up at Chelsea. Exactly. You need 2 good players for each place. Look how much City rotate with their 6 centre-back. Oh, yeah. I think he's right. You think Akanji, you think Ake, you think Gavardio, Diaz, Stones. Like, it's ridiculous. I've probably missed one in there, but it's ridiculous the amount of great centre-halves they have. And by the way, they spent big on, Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Gavardio. I mean, not Akanji, Diaz, Stones, Gvardiol, Ake. I mean, Akanji was 18 million, you know? Endrick probably. Yeah, something about GTA or something. Yeah, I try and take no notice of it all, to be honest. Talk's going well with us, I believe, for Eze. I talked about him earlier, Liam, and going well maybe, but you know, happening maybe. But someone that we're interested in, yes. Tony's bang average. I don't want him. You've been on that for a while, Sofian. What about Kanji? What about him? Are we linked with him? No. Right. Moving on. Got loads still to talk about, which is bonkers. I didn't think I would be. So this report from Team Talk came out, which I found interesting. James Holland put it out. It was around the time, actually, I think finished up with my first live. And it said that Tottenham set a date for first summer signing as possible eyes for transformational deals. So it was talking about players that have left and things like that. You should always try and build out the article for more clicks and things like that. But it said, according to reports, Spurs want to announce their first new arrival of the summer before June 30th, FFP. You can see why. Because we have no issues this year. Throw it next year, we'll have even more ability to spend if we wanted to, which is another story. It doesn't name which player they're pushing to land, although they've been linked with some quality operators, it says. It goes on to talk about how Spurs are heavily linked with Eze, Hiroki Ito, Chris Furyk being two in there. They also talk about Conor Gallagher. And I assume, without going in too much further, they did talk about other positions that need work. But if you think about it, you've got the situation of you need another central midfielder. Situation of you need another attacker. You know, you still need some defenders. There's a lot of work still to be done, right? There's a lot of work still to be done. But if you were to wind up with an Ito, an Eze, a Gallagher, and let's say a striker, that's a good start, but it's still not enough for even this window of incomings, especially, let's forget about outgoings, but just incomings, there's still so much in there. I think Levy is terrified of these 50 million signings after good old and Ndombele. You say that, but Romero was something similar in price, and that's pretty, it's pretty good, isn't it? Hey? Why aren't we dressing for Kaya and his backup? Kamogu, thanks for the super chat, mate. Really appreciate that. Absolute legend of the chat. I think they're more so looking at Brandon Austin as the backup goalkeeper at the moment. Long-term contract as well that he's got under wraps. So, yeah, I think that's probably the way they want to go in preseason, see what they've got, and then move on from there. I'm afraid Endrick is going to be the next Jesse Rodriguez. It's not mine or my concern, at least, eh? Vanderson. Oh, it's a shout, Liam. Vanderson is still a shout. Still a shout. I think, he's a player of interest. He's more of an Udogie-esque right back. So we'll see what that makes of it. Ito's accused of... I don't know if that's true, Madsy. I've not seen that. Yeah, no idea, to be honest, mate. Am I the only one that thinks Johnson's going to be a star? You're not the only one. Maybe not a star, but I think he will get better next season. They always said, by the way, I think a lot of people looked at the deal and went, well, he's rubbish because he's rubbish and this, that, and the other. And statistically wise, he wasn't all that bad. But they did actually say the signing was actually meant, even though they signed him last summer, it was actually going to be meant for this summer in terms of the second season is the season that we truly would see the better Johnson, which is a good thing. I think he's going to be class, just need time. Yeah, agree, Marfin. Seen it a lot from different articles. I haven't, but I'll have to check it out, Madsy. You believe Johnson will be a star, Sonia? Sonia, good evening. How are you? And that's not a bad thing to think. But yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, that was an interesting report to even think, we're going to get things done by June 30th. Not all of them, to be honest. I would say, look, we're basically 3 weeks away from that. You would hope by 3 weeks' time we sign at least one person, Yeah, I don't think Johnson seems all that bad. I think, do you know what? The price tag doesn't do him a favor. It just doesn't do him a favor. If he was 25, he'd be all right. I'm glad you see that you're all right, Sonia. Good to have you. Johnson will surprise us all next season. I think Darius, I would love that. I would love that. When do you think our first move will be? Before June 30th, for sure, Teddy. That's right, Sonia. I'm well. I'm well, Sonia. Thank you for asking. Son barely played in his first season. I love Johnson at Forest. Yeah, I think he'll get better and better. I think he will. He's still young. He's 22, and people already act like he's 29. Maybe Eze and or Gallagher with 5 or 6 signings, 5 or 6 players out the door. Well, Madsy, I need more than just those two coming in, though. Good lord. Yeah, we'll get loads more going out the door than just 5 or 6. But in terms of first teamers, probably about 4, I would say. First move would be Timo and Austin signing. Well, Timo and Austin are done. Technically, it is our first signing, but you know what I mean, actual signing, I mean. And Austin's already signed that long-term deal. John's a good player, but I feel he would suit a counter-attacking side better. He's not a dynamic dribbler like Diaby or Eze. Again, just takes time to develop, Ben, I think is probably where I would go with that. People haven't talked about Johnson a lot. He has decent numbers for his first season at a big club. Yeah, let's just see what he does in second season. Like I said, they always said second season will be the season he does his business. Let's see what he can do. Even if Philip, how are you, mate? You okay? Who you think it'll be by the 30th? Will, it's a great question. I'll start a poll for that. First signing. We'll go Eze in there. We'll put Gallagher, sure. Why don't we put Tony, because we're heavily linked to Tony. And this isn't, by the way, who you like, who you dislike. It's just who you think the first signing would be, all right? And let's put Ito in there. Just get an idea in there. So 4 players. Vote on that poll. Tell me who you think our first signing will be, and then I'll tell you afterwards. Buys me time to think about it. Smart. Johnson can surprise me by beating a fullback or getting a sitter on target before June 30th to shoot. But yeah, late again, Van Gogh. We talked about this earlier. 7 p.m. When Richie had his purple patch, Johnson was actually crazy. Do you know what? I think people kind of sit there and go, his crossing's rubbish. His crossing's not as bad as people think it is. Again, though, literally, he's 47.5 million. If he was 27 million, people would actually go, there's a player there. It's really exciting. But it's just, they look at 47.5 and that's what they compare it to. And it's just not his fault. That's his price tag, you know. When Richie had his, I've done that. Looks like the preferences for experience and England youth internationals. Well, we're looking at homegrown for sure. For sure. Madison coming back with a point to prove. Son actually on the left. Eze pure magic, and Johnson kicking into gear is going to be a demon time next season. That's it, Ollie. That's it. We love that positivity. Don't lose that, Ollie, mate. Keep that positivity. You reckon Gallagher's the first signing, Sofian? Potentially. It's not out of the realms of possibility. I think Johnson has good numbers, but want even more from him. I think this price tag has been mentioned too much, but they're going right for a young homegrown talent. I think he will give you more next season. They like I said, they didn't plan to play him as much this season as they did. They were forced to due to things going on. Next season, they said that will be the season we would truly see the right Johnson. So I'm excited to see that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Who the squad loses out the most with the Gallagher signing? I don't think you'd sit there and say anyone. I actually think when you look at it and you sit there and go, well, we need 2 in every position. I don't think anyone loses out. Actually, I think people would benefit more knowing that I'd have to play 3 games a week. As much as it might be nice, you're also quite tired. You know, imagine going, I can play 2 in every 4, but play massive chunks of that and maybe substitutes and appearances and others. That's perfect, you know. Johnson's good. Give him time. Give him time. What if we don't get any of them and it's just a smoke screen for something big? Doubtful it's something big, but you know, you never know. The world works in mysterious ways. I think Johnson's much better when he comes off the bench. Fullbacks get tired and he abuses pace. I think he'll get better, Kyrie, mate. I think he'll get better. I'll always support him. Edwards won't cost much for us. What do you think about him? I'm on the fence, Darius. Obviously, I know you're a little bit loose, but I have talked about him before. I'm on the fence about him because I don't mind him. And if he was 70% of that prophecy that was sort of labelled onto him, 10 to 15 million is a steal. I think a lot of people look at it and go, because he failed at Spurs, he must be rubbish. He can't do it at Spurs. And that's the unfortunate thing that he has going for him, really, Darius. But I don't mind the push. I don't mind it as long as there was other things in place. I don't want it to be just that, if you know what I mean. You know, crazy how you sometimes have 120 viewers and don't have to moderate the chat because Teddy, mate, we've got good people in this chat who aren't fools. We had 180 earlier. No fools. Didn't have to worry about it. And I also answered everyone's questions. And that's the beauty of it. And if occasionally I miss your question and you can tell I've missed it, just repost it and I will answer it, I promise. All right. Bringing Poch as the new assistant, he needs a job. Well, he was at Soccer Ed yesterday, so he had that job. Would Gallagher play as an 8 or 6? Personally, I think he's better at 8. We need an out-and-out 6 like Emerson or Edison. Ollie, you're making me panic. I don't want Emerson at a 6. He'd be more of an 8, though, Gallagher. Do you think we'll be more creative with shooting next season? I haven't seen Son score from outside the box in a while. It seems my wingers were crossing and not shooting. That's what ange ball is. Ange ball is about getting crosses into the box, hitting the byline, cutting back. That's what it is, really. Sonny will score. I mean, Sonny scored 16 goals and missed time with, being at the Asia Cup, being injured for a lot of it. Sonny had a good season. I mean, you think of the season before. He definitely improved on the season before. We say that. I think more integrated. Werner Moore, Son left side. Yes, Simon, completely agree. I talked about him earlier, and I said if Moore can get 5-10 minutes here and there to start, build him up to sort of 20-30 minutes through like the EFL Cup games and Europa League, and just keep that going. That's how Foden got integrated. Palmer, Oscar Bob at City. Trent got integrated. That's how you do it. Don't throw him in at the deep ends. It's not how it's done anymore. Edwards is an unreal dribbler and homegrown. Would love him as an option. He's a potential option, that's for sure. And like I said, 10 to 15 million because that's sell-on clause. What's this I've heard about Fabrizio Romano said we can only go for one attacking player. Tom, he said that we're going for another attacking player. He also did say it wouldn't stop him getting a second one, but right now it's a bit hit and miss, Goretzka Kimmich would be great, particularly as Bayern looks set on Paulinho. Well, it looks like they're getting Paulinho, and I think it'll be Kimmich going to City. That is my guess. Home and club grown, that's why I'm asking. Yeah, no, Darius, it's a fair question, mate. Fair question. Edison, yes. Thank God, Ollie. You made me panic. Evening, Dean. How are you, mate? Playing devil's advocate, what would be the worst case window that you would be happy with? The worst case that I'd be happy with, or the worst case, full stop, that maybe I wouldn't be happy with? Let me know, Dean, and then I'll answer. Do you think Ange will be a short-term legend like Poch? Well, Poch was a manager for 5 odd years. I wouldn't say he was short-term. Juan de Ramos won something. He was probably a short-term legend for winning that one cup. Would you take only 3 signings because of Penda, Eze, Nito, or 6 signings being all right chances? Like, I'd want more. We have depth issues. We need Desiree Doué, who's in the top 1% progressive carries, progressive passes, shot creating actions, and 1% of successful take-ons, more than Mbappe in League One. Shoot well and can teach Brennan. He's younger than Brendan, isn't he? Totally agree. Simon. Simon knows football, I can tell you that. Emerson is a 6. Yeah, it made me panic. Ollie did make me panic, Sofian. It is likely to be Tony we signed for striker. Then not sure if you mentioned if I missed it at the start. Haven't spoken about him really. But yeah, Tony or Jimenez would probably be my shout at the moment. I like the idea of signing Ito to play centre-back, left-back, or CDM. I'd like him as that centre-back, left-back, for sure. Brennan and Doué can become friends and be competitive. Hey, competition drives success, does it not? It's just Johnson is 23. He should at least be very skillful on the ball. As of right now, he's just fast. Damn, Kyrie, you really don't like Johnson, do you? Crikey. Both. Okay. Worst case scenario, Dean. We ship off only maybe 5 or 6 players, whoever they are. Worst case scenario, we sign like 2 or 3 players on their average, but that's a given. I think the worst case scenario that I take is a striker like Tony, an Edwards, a Gallagher, an Ito, and a right back. No, sorry. That I would take, actually. I need an Eze in there. Maybe not Gallagher. Throw an Eze, a central midfielder of sorts, and a right back. That doesn't wow. But if you were, if we're being serious, a striker that's quality, Eze, Gallagher. Not saying that's who I want, but I'm just saying, that's solid, a solid window. Right back, left back. You can play centre back. That would be great. Let's go. Said Spurs are prioritizing a striker with possibly a winger. Yeah. Said that before, Madze. Yeah, we're looking at striker first, then winger, because Sonny's moving out to left wing. Who's Emerson's agent? He's outstanding. He is. Emerson doesn't like to go forward, can't play in the midfield. Exactly. And that's why he doesn't suit Spurs. But he would suit the Serie A. I've always said that. Hence why AC Milan would be a good move for him. Would you take a Europa League or FA Cup if you had the option? I think I'd take both if you're going to give me both. Where's the caveat to that, dry roast? If we sign Desiree Doué, don't we have to sign his brother as well? Is it a package deal, is it? Some YouTube channel was hating game because of lack of ambition because we aren't linked with Kimmich. I think that's crazy. I mean, Kimmich does not have any reason to come to us and calling that a lot. Don't listen to him then, Teddy. That is a reactionary person who is saying things for clicks. Why on earth would Joshua Kimmich come to Spurs? I love Spurs. If I was Joshua Kimmich, I'd go, why would I go to Spurs? Man City want me. I go to Man City, we're going to earn more, win more in the Champions League, and I get to go with be with my former manager. Stupid take. Stupid take. Do we know what the maximum net spending for selling players is if you like 40 million, 50 million? We have no FFP issues, Tom. Absolutely none. But there'll be outgoings regardless. And the outgoings are already on the go, if you know what I mean. I want outgoings replaced with better quality. We can't be short again when injuries come knocking. Yeah, we can't do what we did last summer and sell Sanchez after the window ended. I didn't get that. Yeah, on the phasing, it was like, oh, look, we got money for Sanchez. And then I was like, yeah, we're lacking centre halves now, though. There's a slight issue there. And then we obviously went through a period where we played 4 fullbacks at the back, which obviously that was great. And Sanchez was good in the air, I can tell you that. Hope for at least 5 good players coming in this window. Darius, I think that's reasonable, mate. I think that's reasonable. Or Gyros, I can't remember what you said previous to or. Tell me what you said previous to or, and then I'll answer. Sorry, mate. I think a second winger would not even be necessary. A better midfield and defence is priority. I don't think it's necessary. Would it be nice? Yeah. Goaltender, how are you? You having a good evening? Emerson must have Choupo-Moting's agent. Or what about Morata's agent? What about him? That guy is killing it. Honestly, Kulu isn't good enough. He has a few games where he performs great, but he's too one-footed and just isn't it. We need better. I think, well, again, younger. I think he could improve. I think if we had a striker that was probably a bit more aware, Fox in the box-esque, he'd have more assists because he does whip in some good balls for the strikers. If we get Kimmich, I'll stop watching football for 10 years. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. He's also on way more money at Bayern. So, I mean, we're not going to do that. He's also in his late 20s, so it doesn't suit what we're trying to build. I can go on about how much of a dumb take that is. Good Lord. You can tell I don't watch other Spurs channels. You can absolutely tell because I've never heard that take before, and I'm appalled by it. Edwards, Jimenez, Eze, Gallagher, Gray, Ito. Good enough. It's solid, Van Gogh. But I need some outgoings. You know me, I need some outgoings. I think if we get Kimmich and he would delete his channel, but it won't happen. Yeah, no, the channel I think is very safe. Don't worry. I prefer the idea of Desiree Doué. Yeah, everyone like a Desire Doué or Desiree. I reckon it's Desiree. Probably is. Thoughts on Gudmundsson and who else would likely to get attacked if he signs? Don't think we're going to be getting Gudmundsson, mate. No, I don't think we get Gudmundsson. I can still see him just staying in the Serie A. Maybe even to Bologna, because Bologna obviously selling Xerxes. Could be the play. I think Kulu is okay, but not made for our system. Be world class as another system. Well, I think he can develop within this system, but I get what you're saying because you think that first 6 months on the Conte he was fantastic, but then struggled the next year. I don't truly know what the right system is for Kulu, to be honest. I just don't. It's not that I don't like him. It's just there are other players much younger and so much better. I feel bad for him because he didn't decide the price being paid for him. I'm just brutally honest. But that's what I'm saying. If he was half the price, mate, I think you'd like him a lot more. Archie Gray for 6 would be good. Well, Archie Gray being there, as well as the person that could play in the right back position. Obviously, right backs play in central midfield for most of our games. Could be the vibe. I've always said it. Do you think we'll get Eze? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to be positive about that, Zane. Is Sesko even still in the conversation more because he looked good? So I had to put emphasis on the good because it was in capitals. He's not in the conversation. I probably see him at Arsenal, if I'm honest, mate. I have the slight feeling that Gray will... Oh, sorry, I've missed one. I'm not wowed by him. Just thinking Levy likes to deal with Spence the other way. No. We're going to get money out of Spence. We did this deal with Dragosian and Spence, basically. We're going to sort Spence out. We're not going to go for another deal again. I have the slight feeling that Gray will come. Well, I hope that feeling grows, my man. I hope it grows. Jimenez, Bakayoko, Gallagher, Edison, please. That's 180 million. Still need more than that, Sofian, though. That's the issue. We need more. Who will win a trophy first, England or Spurs? I want to say England because I want England to win the Euros, but after watching those warm-up games, I don't see how we're going past the quarters. So I guess Spurs. I hope I'm wrong on that because if it's England, then great. I mean, England win this Euros. I think we should go for Patrick Schick. I think we shouldn't, if I'm honest, Sofian. What centre forward do you think we'll get? Tony or Jimenez is my selection on that. Right, let me look at this poll because I've had it up for too long. So we've had first signing people, 68% think Eze, 16 Gallagher, 12 Ito, and 4% Tony. Right. And that, Zane, has me thinking of another poll. Let's see what you guys think. Right. A poll on striker. England should get Poch in. I've said Poch or Kloppy, either one. Our team isn't necessarily that good at developing players. That's the scary part. One of the first things Ange said about the youth was nowhere near the levels I need. Right. Yeah, but this is the thing, right? You can still develop the team. You can still develop the first team. And Ange has. Ange has developed the first team. They're better now than they were this time last year. The youth will follow suit. What about Grassy? Don't know how to write it. You spelt it right, mate. So don't worry, Teddy. I like Grassy. I like the fact that it's 17.5 million. But I still think he's going to Dortmund. I saw the report that Dortmund were pushing for him, but I just haven't seen anything from it. What if Chelsea get Elise first? Would that be tricky to take the two main players? No, Kamagu, because they both have release clauses. So if you offer what the release clause is, they have to accept. They physically cannot say no. Jimenez over Tony all day, every single day for me. Tony is bang average, won't improve us. Well, Tony is winning this poll so far with 53% to 31% of Jimenez and 16% on a different striker. Vote in the poll if you've missed it, guys, by the way. But is he any good? Well, he scored more than a goal a game in the Bundesliga. There's that. That's what we got. Academy guy from Southampton to improve the quality of the Cubs coming through. Like I said, I talked about it, Callum. Jack Chapman is here, especially to improve the age 16 and below. Not just, the closer to the first team. It's ones that are going to be, 5-6 years away from the first team because we need that as well. Tony is a monster in a poor Brentford side. Yeah, poor it is. I don't know why there's even rumours about Levi Colwill leaving Chelsea. I just saw it from Brizio Romano. He's obviously not leaving. Tony is the Levy type deal. Good fit if his attribute is good, which I think it will be. Attitude, sorry, Simon. Yeah, the thing is, that's the thing. I think people over egg this attitude thing, to be honest. I do. I've got faith in it. Dean, I don't think we'll get Eze first. I think we'll get Eze closer at the end of the window. Don't think we'll want to outlay big money straight away. Those deals usually done in the window. Well, Dean, they're going to just want the release clause because of the Elise sale. And also, the other thing I would say is Spurs will probably want to get it done. Spurs probably want to get it done this year because of FFP, I reckon. It's just my guess. Or if not, at least a couple of signs because of FFP. Sofian does not like Tony, that's for sure. Likes the Shike, can't remember his name. Liam, do you mean Apenda or do you mean Sesko? Do you think Burval will play in the first team? He will be in around the first team, Eddie. Yeah, for sure, he will be. It's already been said that he will be. Tony's a big gamble with his issues. Pun with the word gamble there. I think, look, if we were to sign Tony and just signed off on him as a person and a character, because obviously he always has those phone calls. So, I think it's more to do with changing the development coaches and bringing in top quality coaches. Teams like United, City, United don't develop top quality players. If you're talking about Mainu, that's Rashford, rubbish this season. Who else in that United 11 that's from their academy? I think United have been very good for a while. City, yeah. Barca, yeah. Madrid, yeah. Juve, yeah. And again, we're years behind these big teams, so baby steps. So long as Big Ange says that's my guy, I'm all good. Exactly, Golden. I agree. Tony was twerking for Arsenal, Liverpool. I think Tony was twerking for a big move. I think Tony could suit a system. Again, like this is the thing, you have to be aware of what talent you have because Guardiola adjusted his system to fit Haaland. Haaland didn't fit that system. That whole Brentford team is built around Tony. They distribute balls to him, and the goals he gives isn't top tier, just a bunch of poachers and takes penalties. He can't take us to the trophies next level. We only need him for poachers. We don't need him for anything else, really. Openda, that's it. Like Sesko more, but he's going to be going to the scum. Yeah, I think he goes to Arsenal. Pender's on the list of strikers we like. I don't know if he's going to be got one that we'll go for, though. I think if he's that good, Garassi would be a good choice for that price, I believe, because I really like Richie, and I think it would be worth the risk and maybe open the door for a good winger. Well, look, if you did get a Garassi, it absolutely opens the door for another good signing, just because of cost. If Jimenez or a Tony's about 50 million and you're spending 17.5, you're saving 30 million. It's a lot of money. Ito left centre back, left back. Van Sen right back. Eze centre Tony, Marcus Edwards, Murillo for centre back. Solid, Tom. That's solid, mate. Maino is top. I'm not saying Maino isn't. I'm just saying they've not really brought many players through at Man United. That's all. We have City's old head of academy. That's what Prachi. We have City's guy who built the City group in Scott Munn. If that's what you're talking about. And Prachi technically is not allowed to work. I'm still hoping for Kim Jong-un will buy the club as he's more likely to prioritise that trophy. Kim Jong-un. Interesting. Do you think we'll win any trophies next season? I'm going to say yes, Zane. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to add that to a poll in a minute, Zane. Zane is giving me poll ideas tonight. Good effort, mate. I think Sesko signs a new deal at Leipzig, which could open the door to buying Openda. Well, Leipzig might be sending Dani Olmo, so selling players may not be on their agenda this summer because of that. Plus, they won't have Jamie Simmons next year, potentially, I mean, surely we can do better than Ivan Toney. Surely you could do better than listening to me on an evening, but sometimes you've got what you've got. The way we play Darwin Núñez would cook, although he's a very unpopular thing to say. I mean, he'd be great in rugby. He'd be great in the NFL where he's just kicking for goalposts. Having followed Ange since his early Melbourne days, he buys tall, stocky strikers that are ballers. Tony won't be his choice. It'll be the hierarchy that made the choice. Tony isn't a baller. Well, again, if a player signs this, because Ange just had that conversation, he's happy to sign off on him. If Sesko leaves, Openda won't leave. Yeah, agreed. No, he brought in head of youth academy whilst he was with us, Andy. He brought in Rob McKenzie, and he's brought in Jack Chapman. Who do you mean, Dean? They would have to replace two strikers. Exactly. They're not going to do that, are they? Right, let's have a look at this poll. So everyone reckons Ivan Toney is more likely than Jimenez or a different striker. Fair play. Right, another poll, because I like these. Do you Spurs... All right, another poll up now for you to have a little vote on. Obviously, summer fruit squash, not Kool-Aid. Before someone asks it again, it's not Kool-Aid, it's summer fruit squash. Chiesa from Juventus plays. Yeah, Chiesa's solid, but it's just with Chiesa, would his body break down on him a little bit? Because he doesn't exactly last the season in the Serie A, How after 3 years in London has Hill not realised that haircut is not in fashion? Well, he lives in a yellow submarine, doesn't he? If you don't get that, that's appalling from you. Poachers do well only against some teams. There have been any top striker just a poacher. People claim Cavani is, who had amazing off the ball movement, not a poaching striker. Well, a poaching striker has to have off the ball movement. He does. Is that Kool-Aid? No, Mad City, mate. You're killing me here. You're killing me. This upcoming season is different from the seasons before. My gut is telling me something, but my brain is telling me don't jinx it. What do you think? Follow the heart. I hope Richie doesn't sulk and regress with another strike coming in. Werner being back on the left wing. Do you think Richie looks for a move away this summer if a Tony Jimenez comes in? No, I don't, Philip. 4 competitions being played this season. He's going to get plenty of game time. He also gets injured as well and misses time. So I don't think he would be. He didn't sulk behind Sonny. So is it Kool-Aid and a warm gummy bears? Trust me, it is definitely not Marshall. I want to say yes to a trophy, but I think we'll need another transfer window. Do you mean another transfer window being January? Because then if so, we could have what you could win the Europa League. I'm calling the Carabao Cup. Do you mean the EFL Cup, Ollie? God, seriously? Gary Lineker was a decent poacher. Gary Lineker was a great poacher. I need to know the players we will bring in for answering this question. Sofiane, you just got to answer the question. Do you think we replace Sonny? Not this summer, no. I think we'll win the Europa League. Tom? I love that, Tom. Love that, Tom, mate. We'll do the double if Ange gets players he wants. Darius, I love that even more. And Darius, do you mean in that double the Europa League? Because then if so, you and Tom are onto an absolute stormer. Very positive next season. Europa League is ours, hopefully. Lads, where has this positivity been? I'm loving it. He brought in Simon Davies. Fair enough. I'll give you that one. Not Simon Davies, the midfielder, the Welsh midfielder, no? Graski, Due, Eze, Gray, Ito, Gallagher, and maybe Vanderson. Teddy, mate. You're cooking up a feast there. You're cooking up a feast. Looks like Kool-Aid. Thing is, right, it's really mad. It looks really like weirdly pinky purple. Like, you know what I mean? Ignore my hand behind it. Like, if I hold it up here, hang on, if I hold it up here, it doesn't look as bad. Whereas I hold it there, it looks pretty awful because of my hand. There, it's not as bad, right? It's not Kool-Aid. It's summer fruit squash. Annie, you're a champion, mate. Love your streams. Keep it up, champ. Watching from live from Coogee Beach, sorry. I know I'd say it. 4:47 a.m. Good morning, mate. How are we? I love Coogee Beach, by the way. I loved the walk from Coogee to Bondi, all along the coast walk, 2.5, 3 hours. Little stop halfway, little cafe that they did a lovely chip butty, and I mean lovely amount of butter on the butty, loads of chips. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. By the way, you don't think I'm a PT when I'm talking about chip butties, but if you don't know what a chip butty is, by the way, it's a bread roll, butter inside, and just chips inside. That's all it is. Belter, mate. Love it. Love it out in Australia. Love it in Sydney, mate. Love it. Will UK win the Eurovision for Spurs win a trophy? No. We had the chance, and Ukraine won it. We're not winning another one. Good Lord, no. Poachers need weak wide defense. Top team defenders rarely make mistakes. Maybe once, e.g. Neuer against Madrid. All teams make mistakes, mate. Europa League and League Cup and a finished third. Darius, you're threatening me with a good time there. All right, and I'm going to sign up for it. What would your left back option be? Do you know what? Calafiori, if I could have him, but we're not going to have him. But I'd have Calafiori, I guess. And I know I need a haircut. It's a bit mental. Ignore me. I will get one. A big message to all the Ange out. It took Gasparini 8 years to win a trophy with Atalanta. Yeah, it takes time. He takes time. He brought in Simon Davies in 2023, not the assistant coach who just left for Birmingham. Yeah, he did, yeah. This has been the best fan channel I've been on just because of the interactions happening with the viewers. Well, that's the beautiful thing, Camugu. You can have a conversation, right, with Teddy, who could have a conversation with Van Gogh, who could have a conversation with Sofiane, a conversation with Tom, who could have a conversation with Darius. You could all mix and match. And there's just me just jumping in here and there to chat, you know? It's brilliant, Camugu. This is why I love this community. This is why I could sit here for an hour and just talk football with you guys, because I feel like we make 99% of the time, we make quality, shouts. We make quality, comments that we can bounce off one another. We have the occasional fun one, like I'm drinking Kool-Aid when I'm drinking summer fruit squash, but that's a bit of fun. That's all right. We don't mind that. But thank you for that comment, mate. Really appreciate it. It's taken me a little while to grow this channel so far, and I think good things are on the horizon, hopefully. Just sign a Pender, complete out and out number 9. I don't threaten me, Marshall, with a Pender. That's the guy I love. Alfie Doherty should be our fullback target. He could be. Will he be? Is another question. At PT, would you advise creatine for Brian Hill? Well, it depends on if he would react to it. So not in, when I mean react, not in a negative way. But hey, creatine helped me put size on. So it's not a bad shout. Marshall, what about Killick? Oh yeah, Killick Soy. Don't start him off. He'll be in a minute. And Woolwich finishing below us. Darius, Darish, mate, you've come in here tonight quite new and you're threatening me with too many good times and I'm impressed with it. So I love it, Darish, mate. Keep it up. Nothing but bromance here, mate. Peace and love all the way from England, mate. Peace and love all the way from England. You never know. Hopefully in the future I'll be back in Australia. Hopefully so. You asked the right question. I always do, Hogan. Do I not? A pendle or maybe semi-click. There we go. I knew it was coming. See, that's what me and Camo do. Marshall will set off. If Van Gogh will set Marshall off and Marshall is biting on the bait and he knows it, and he knows it's a bit of fun. So Spurs winning the trophy next season, 73% of you think yes. Okay. Right. Let's dig deeper on this one. Which trophy? Lads, we're not, by the way, we're not going to win the Premier League, so I'm not putting it in there. All right. Right. Pick one. I just want you to pick one trophy we're going to win. I know some of you think we might win more, but just pick one for now, all right? Vincent Company wants Mudryk, Zinchenko, Emerson. He is downgrading Bayern Munich. Then let him do so. Let Harry Kane hate it and let Harry Kane come back next year. Perhaps. Oh, perhaps, Madzi. Perhaps. Jessica says, no, we don't think we're there yet. Well, fair enough, Jessica. Fair enough. I'm not going to... I'm not going to be hating on that idea. Again, that's a beautiful thing. You don't always have to agree with me, you know? But Jessica, you don't have to vote in this next poll. If I said to you, gun to your head, you had to pick one, what one do you think we win? Jessica, that's for you. The rest of you vote in the poll, but for you, Jessica, I want to know in the comments, all right? Loving the appender love. Hey, it's all about peace and love around here, all right? EFL and Europa would be juicy. It'd be damn juicy. Kool-Aid and boxer shorts. Let's not. Let's not do the boxer shorts again, please. I tell you what, if we win a trophy next year and someone buys those boxer shorts and sends them to me, I will put one on my head. How about that? Clip that if you want to. It'll be worth it, to be honest. I just want to win something. If we take domestic cup seriously, then maybe. Well, we'll have the ability to rotate with quality this time. Has anyone genuinely checked out Semi-Classico for once? Anyone? Marshall's begging it. Pre-transfer top 4 next season. Is that what you think, Dean? What do you think about Griezmann? Love Griezmann, but not now for Spurs. Had it been a couple of years ago, yeah, but just not now. I think we should go all out for the Europa League. I think we will. We're going to win a major trophy under Ange. Will happen, but will it happen next year? Well, you tell me, Van Gogh. Will it happen? Will it? Hogan in SH1T stir. I can promise you that. Which round of Europa League exit would be a genuine disappointment? Is quarterfinals good enough or a major disappointment? That'd be a disappointment. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's see who we would get in the draw, but I think that'd be a disappointment for that. I would still want a good European trophy run, regardless if we had won the EFL Cup, to be honest. Who would you most like to bump out of a Champions League spot by winning Europa and getting top 4? Any one of them. Don't care. They can all get this work. Boom. What do we do with Mount Solomon? Hopefully sell him. But no, we'll probably end up keeping him, no doubt. And, you know, you never know. He showed some promise. Mate, Account Funth. How are you, buddy? I didn't see you in the first one. Get Graham Graske now, fan because of price. You're an easy sale, Teddy, mate. Griezmann is whack. Bold. Griezmann is a big no for Sofian. Fair enough. Marshall's got some homework. Good. Van Gogh's got some homework. Nice to see. Winning is winning at this point for us. I think any one of us would probably take a trophy, regardless of what it is. What do you think of Romano's latest comments on us signing one more forward? Well, I talked about him in the first video that you weren't there for, Account Fumph. God. I said, let's just wait and see. We'll definitely get one, but let's just wait and see. I would take Fratese, especially I thought he did yesterday. I mean, I'm not overly... He's not one of my first choices, let's say that. Walker face us if we lose the thing with Solomon. I guess a payout of money. Don't let Account Fumph cook. Griezmann is bad. He meant whack in a bad way, by the way. Big spoon, baby. Hogan, mate. Oh, good Lord. What would it be going too early by getting an Eze shirt? Yeah, please, mate. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just hold off until he holds up his own shirt, please. So many people do that mistake, and I don't want you to be money out of your pocket for that. Hi, mate. First time poster. Loving your work. We're going to win the European Cup. You heard it here first. Junior, welcome. Hope you're okay, first and foremost. And secondly, love it. We need 4 to 5 signs all to start. All to start. Simon, I've seen your other comment at the bottom, but on that comment, we need 4 to 5 new signings all to start. Please tell me where. I'm keen to know. Was that a gym during the first one, mate? Fair enough. I'll let you off. You know I will always let someone off if they can't join a live or watch it because they're at the gym. Van Gogh, it's you and Marshall just talking about semi-Calixoy. That's all it'll be. Knowing Griezmann's wages, rather go Nico Williams, young and very talented. Well, I saw that Football London piece from is it Rob Cross talking about how Williams is still technically of Spurs' interest. Need a top 2 goalie. We'll see what Austin gives us, Simon. Right, this poll. Which trophy does everyone think we'll win? They think the Europa League. See, I'd have thought like the FA Cup or the EFL Cup, but Europa League, fair enough. Okay, I'd take it. I'm not complaining. I'll take it. No, Sophie and Matt, I wouldn't take Dybala. Wouldn't take Dybala. I want to. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm keen on this. Just because it's been in the chat a little while, vote on that. Honestly, summer fruit squash, guys. Honestly, if you don't know about it, get to know it because it's unbelievable stuff. Why is this a question? Because Van Gogh, I want to see a little bit of a meltdown. How about that? I need some entertainment myself. I need some meltdown. I'm on no, but you know what I mean. Robbie Keane back on the coaching staff. Well, look, he's a free man. As long as he's not playing on soccer, right? He's a free man. They are talking. I remember seeing it, and I forgot to talk about it. That there are discussions about promoting internally or getting someone externally. Is there sugar in that squash? Actually, in this squash, it's low calories. It's very low calories, so it's great for me who wants to lose weight. And as you can tell, as the cheekbones are coming in here, a little bit of fat on it still, but cheekbones. The weight is falling off me, which is good. Griezmann's 40 million release clause short fix of our problems, not of our wage problems. It is expensive for those wages. Evening Coos, right foot, mate. How are you? How are you, mate? You right? What's your thoughts on protein bars? Depending on the protein bar, depending on what's in the sugar levels intake on them, depending on the carb intake, the fats. My attitude when it comes to those supplements is they're a supplement. If you can get what you need diet-wise through actual food and good quality food, you're much better off doing that. You know, smaller meals, but more often, perfect, in my opinion. That's how I do it, even when I'm losing weight. You know, I couldn't say last time I had a protein shake. And I used to take them every day, twice a day, even sometimes. Don't take them anymore. I couldn't. The last protein bar I had was a year and a half ago. So you can tell I'm not really big on those sort of things. I was thinking a bit of a waste of money. Like it's like £2.50, £3 for one. I'm like, no wonder people would go for a Mars bar for like 80p to £1, you know? Griezmann will not join Spurs though. Not a problem. How much his wages can't be that high? Marshall, he's on big money. If Giroud was 5 years younger, I'd have taken him. Oh, Giroud is that advert. I can chen that I'm gorgeous. Honestly, hilarious advert. Griezmann's quality player. There, yeah. Well, his age is the issue, isn't it? You know, if I'm honest, I thought the no's would be a lot more resounding than 64%. I thought it'd be more like 80%. So that is interesting. That is interesting. My phone dying, can't comment on TV. Get your phone charger out, Darius, mate. What are you doing? That's a point. Actually, my phone's on 2%. Thanks, Darius, for reminding me. Told you, Darius is a legend of the chat, not for his football takes, for reminding me. Put your phone on charge, Andy. Sorry, I was just reaching for my charger. Don't worry. But yeah, Griezmann, no. Just Griezmann and Dybala, a few years ago maybe, but no. Griezmann more than Dybala, yes, but still both no. Both on too much money. Dybala's had these injury issues, even in the Serie A. Again, if I say it about Chiesa, I've got to say it about Dybala. And also, I don't know if there's image rights that Dybala had that when we were linked with him, we had these image rights. I don't know if, That's it. Darius, watch the stream next to the charge port. Just look at Darius. He's on the floor going, you all right? Just watching YouTube. Everyone's looking at him going, fair enough. Do you think we'll be Austin with Vicario as number 2? Yeah, I do. With Forster being the 3, which I quite like, if I'm honest. I do like Forster. It's good. If Forster is your 3, no issues with that. Can we get Icardi or Mitrovic? Mitrovic is not leaving Saudi. He loves the money that he's on. Icardi, don't really rate him. Griezmann's annual salary is nearly 11 million per year. Yeah, big money. I mean, think of this. Ndombele was on 200 grand a week, and that was 9.6 million. So you're in that realm. Another bold statement. None of our striker targets except Openda are satisfying. Tony, Solanke, Jimenez, Abraham, Griezmann are not really it. What about Gyökeres? Garassi? Marmoush? Let's know. Tell me about them. Will Davies and Skip stay due to homegrown numbers? Well, Skip wants first team football, but I think with that, Spurs would have to be like, right, okay, if you want to leave, fine. We have to get a replacement first. The same with Davies. I don't think Austin is number 2 level. We haven't seen him, Zane, though. Got to just see him, see what we got there, Gyökeres would be your choice. Of course he would be, Van Gogh. Of course he would be. I think we should have kept Danjuma. I think you might be on an island on your own in that regard. I like all the polls. Stinging Nettle, if you like him, then I like him. Thanks for that, mate. Marmoush, please, but not realistic. Well, Gyökeres could be. I don't know what's going on with that striker market because Chelsea aren't speaking to Osimhen. Will PSG spend big, but having no TV rights impacts that massively? I don't know what's going on. I think Gyökeres could stay at Sporting for another year. Bergwijn under Ange could have been very good. 28 million reasons why I would have preferred him to go, if you know what I mean. What's a Danjuma? Good Lord. Floor it is then. Darius, right? That is dedication to this. Darius, you won't be sitting on the floor long. I won't be on for much longer, but fair play, Darius. 200k per week for the year. Then sell to MLS. Yeah. I'm not. I think Griezmann goes to the MLS. He's really into his basketball and things like that. I love Derrick Rose, as he would say. Gyökeres doubtful, only had a good season. Grassi's off Dortmund. Marmoush is not a natural 9. See, putting account fun from the spot, and he's acting on it. Some people forget that Napoli paid over 70 million for Osimhen. Yeah, and they're going to want 110, 120 million for him. Good luck to them. Next time I prepare. Darius, I doubt you thought this would have gone on for nearly an hour. So don't worry, mate. These lives can do because, look, we've got quality people in here. You see, Darius, your first time in here, you've seen quality people. They comment loads. They want answers to some of the things they want. But they're also just good people, and I like hanging out with them. Obviously, like the video if you haven't already liked it, guys. That always helps bring in new people like Darius to the channel. Obviously, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed as well. Very much appreciated. So, Darius sitting on the floor, that's the dedication that we want. That's the dedication that we want, We stand Darius. How about that? We stand him. Spurs Kings, mate, how are you? You all right? Do you rate Sancho for Dortmund? Wait, technically he's Man United, is he not, Tom? Maybe before he went to Man United, but not as much now. Not sure if Grassi's going to Dortmund. Just see a report Dortmund want him, but no reports that he wants them. Teddy, that in the dating world is playing hard to get. Big up everyone. Big up Clement. Big up Clement. All right. And big up everyone. Big up Terry. Everyone bigs up Terry. We all love Terry in this chat. Terry is one of the OGs. We love Terry. Somerville 15 million and Roden. I think it'd be a bit more than 15, but I'm liking your thinking, KVN. Nice accent. Marshall, do you mean my Griezmann one? If you met my Griezmann one, I love that video of him. I don't want Gyökeres. If you look at players that come from the Portuguese league, you have Carlos Vinicius, Geza Fernandes, Darwin Nunez, Enzo Fernandez. All of them have been a flop. Damn. Sofian not pulling any punches. Are you live tomorrow? Darius, I am live every day at 12 p.m. UK time and 7 p.m. UK time. Obviously, I would go live if there was breaking news, but in reality, those are the 2 times that I go live. I also try and upload like snippet, bullet point videos on the lives that I've done in case people that can't join or can't watch them for long enough, they still get all the news that they want. Exactly, Van Gogh. Big up Terry. Everyone would big up Terry. Everyone loves Terry. If we bring in a striker, what happens to Richie? Because he said he ain't going nowhere. He's just going to be battling out for that number 1 role, and I'm loving it. But Grassy for centre and half would be a steal. I like Grassy, and if it was Grassy, I wouldn't hate that. Big up Van Gogh. That's it. Darius with a thumbs up. Solid thumbs up, Darius, mate. Solid thumbs up. Good balance risk. Exactly. If it doesn't work, you could still sell him for half of that easily. Do you think Eze will sign? I do, Simon. Yes. 45 goals just can't be ignored, though. True. Look at this love in the chat. I love it all. Got some great people in this community. Got some great people. Terry's a legend, by the way. We all love Terry, and we all love Van Gogh as well. Van Gogh's one of the goats of the channel, that's for sure. That is damn for sure. Sofian is an old school legend. Been here for a while, Sofian as well. So Darius, if you don't know, some of these guys have been around for a long time. Callum Roach as well. One of the goats of the channel. Been around a long time, Callum. I couldn't tell you how long he's been a subscriber for, but it's not been, I think it's been close to a year. That's how long he's been here for. Can't get rid of him. Who has 45 goals? I think he means Gyökeres. Would you take Guay from Palace for backup to VDV? I wouldn't want any deal to stop us getting the main targets, though. Do you think a lack of TV money that the French league will become a selling league? I think it already is a selling league, goaltender. Other than PSG, I think it's a selling league. And it could be even worse this season if they don't sort something out. If we just add 30 million to our budget, we can get an actual forward. Gyökeres. Van Gogh, mate, I'm right here. I cost nothing. Just pick me up from the tube station. I'll play. I'm cheap. Has anyone seen Pepelu and Javi Guerra? They're both good at Valencia. I talked about Javi Guerra on this channel before. I have, back in closer to January I did, and I said he's really, he's sort of a press proven, he doesn't get rattled by the press. Good on the ball, good link up play. I liked what I saw from him, but would it have been a jump too early? Oh, look at Callum Roach with a super chat. Callum Roach, hey, when I talk about goats of the channel and OGs of the channel, there's not many more goat-esque or OG-esque than Callum Roach. We all love Callum Roach. That's a fact. All right, if you don't like that fact, just leave. Get out. I'm not having it, all right? Only Levy can stop us. Darius, you're making him out like he's Thanos. Callum Roach is legend. Hell yeah, he is, Marshall. Hell yeah, he is. Right, Andy, it is. Hey, get me in there. Come on. I can give you 30 seconds, and that includes me kicking the ball off and passing it backwards because I can't misplace that pass. 100% pass completion rate. If you want that, Van Gogh, as long as I'm taking kickoff, we are cooking. I'm easily flattered. Now, honestly, Callum, mate, legend. You're an absolute legend. When was your first live stream? What was it, last week? I haven't been doing them long, Teddy, mate. I haven't been doing them long. ChatGPT thinks Tony's our best striker target. I'm not gonna go against AI. All right, I'm scared of it. I'm not gonna go against it. Callum got you more Kool-Aid. For £2, I can get a whole bottle of what you think is Kool-Aid, but it's summer fruit squash. 4 times strength, though. 4 times strength. Because that means you only need a tiny little bit and then water. Do we need defenders? For me, our front 3 should be the priority. Yeah, we need defenders. We do. Left back, right back, centre half. Then, yeah, we still need attackers for sure. Better than Hill, really. Also homegrown. Yeah, oh, I am. Honestly, I am. Like, genuinely, get me in there. I can sit on the bench and flick my hair. Look, if I did it here, it shakes, doesn't it? It just doesn't come down. That's the issue. It doesn't come down as a fringe. It just stays up. At least my hairdressing appointments are going to be cheap like Brian Hills. So there's that. Which I do need one. I do need one. I'll have to book it in because I do need one. It's Kool-Aid. Let's not be ashamed. It's not Kool-Aid, Marshall. It's not Kool-Aid. I promise you. Do you know what? Right. 12 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to obviously do the midday stream. I will have the bottle of summer fruit squash to hand so I can show you all once and for all it's not Kool-Aid. And then, do you know what? Another day, I'll go and get Kool-Aid so you can see it. I'll even have to order it. Even if it's from America, I will order it if I need to, just to show you. I think fullbacks before a centre back. I think Cooley's right foot. You're right in terms of the right back, but I think in terms of the centre back and left foot, centre back and left foot, centre back and left back between the same player. I think for me, we need a proper CDM. Definitely midfielders. CDM we'll see, but we definitely need midfielders. Who's our top target? Zane, I'm going to sit there and tell you it's Eze. That's my guess. Hit that like button, people. Absolutely, Clement. We all love Clement in this chat. Big up Clement, absolute legend. Like the video if you haven't already liked it, guys. And yeah, subscribe it. Share it with your friends. As long as they're good people, share it with your friends. Let's keep building this great community full of great people. Nobody's saying summer fruit squash, Andy. Give it up. I will fight this until the day I die, Van Gogh. It is summer fruit squash. You know, it's not the good stuff. It's not like pink gin. All right. It's not pink gin, but it's pink. It's summer fruit squash. I'm going to go to bed with nightmares of thinking about summer fruit squash tonight. And you guys have played the big part in all of this. Up your pink squash game with grenadine syrup for cheat days. Callum, it's an interesting shout. Who do you think Euro 2024 Golden Boot winner will be non-Tottenham related? Does Harry Kane not count then in that? Or does he count? Tom, tell me, and then I'll tell you who I think. If Spurs win a trophy next year, will you drink a full bottle of Kool-Aid? Do you know what Kool-Aid actually is, Marshall? If you did know, you probably wouldn't expect me to drink a full bottle of it. Kool-Aid's right foot. Yeah, don't tell him. Don't tell him. Keep him away. I already had to time out in yesterday's video. I had to time out someone because he kept using his burners to try and troll us. Yes, probably. Okay, right. Who do I think could be? Do you know what might be a rogue shout? Is whoever starts up front for Germany. Is it Füllkrug or Havertz? Could be a rogue shout. I mean, people will say Mbappe. Yeah, it could be a rogue shout. Füllkrug or Havertz, because I just think Germany are going to be decent. It's second nature to me. Yeah, it really is. I thought Kool-Aid came in a tin. That's what I mean. Kool-Aid is a sugary powder, is it not? Havertz, there you go. Yeah, Kane's getting it. Well, no, I was asked a question, Van Gogh. All right, I was asked a question, and Tom asked me, "Who do I think wins the Golden Boot?" And he can't give me a Spurs player, and I said, "Look, there's that." A lot of people say Lukaku. He always turns up for Belgium. To be fair, he's a good goal scorer for him, so it's not a bad shout. I guess it depends on who you're going to get in knockouts and things like that. Who's got the easiest group, you know? What do you think about Vanderson? I like him, Clement. I like him. I do like him. It'd probably be Mbappe. Yeah, it's the obvious boring shout, though. I thought I'd go something a bit more, a bit more out there, Do you think Eze gets England starting 11? Zane, I think no. I think it'll be Foden, Bellingham, Palmer, or Foden, Bellingham, and Saka. Well, he technically isn't now. Well, I know he isn't now, but I just thought, he's technically Spurs related still, Effing commercials keep interrupting. It's just so rude of them, isn't it? So rude, Hogan. What about that Cherky from the French league? Yeah, I like him. But he'll also be a Eze-esque player. And we all know what I think of Eze, Darius. Ronaldo, maybe. Ronaldo, maybe. Yeah, yeah. What about if it's Sue? Sue wouldn't start. I think he would start Van Gogh. Stats are amazing. Yeah, he's decent for Leon. He's decent for Leon. But yes, right, lads. As much as I love spending all my time with you, and I do enjoy it, I'm also very hungry, and because I am losing weight and don't eat very much, I need to go eat when I can. All right. So anyway, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Thank you all for joining me this evening. Obviously, back tomorrow, 12 p.m. UK time. Be there. Bring your questions. Bring some chaos for me. I'm going to bring some summer fruit squash as per, and we'll have some more chats about football. Enjoy the evening, and yes, I will be back all too soon to speak more football. Take care, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye.